it's Ali. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys want to see how I transformed from this to this, then keep watching and you guys can see the tutorial on how I achieved this look for you guys today. So I've already prepped my skin and done my eyebrows off camera. My eyebrows take me forever to do and I can never get them even. So just doing them on camera didn't make any sense to me. So yeah, we're going to start off with my primer, and I use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This has been one of my favorite primers since the summertime. I bought it in Sephora when I was in America and I've just been loving it since. So I'm going to start by pumping some of that on my face. Don't know if I got my forehead there. I'm just gonna rub that in. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced GU foundation in the shade Toffee. This shade will come out like it's too dark for me. I know that for a fact because, well, when I do my makeup, I always think it looks dark. But what I do is I brighten it with my concealer, and I've realized that the other shades in other foundation ranges just don't match like they're too yellow, so I can't get them to blend in properly. They make me look really orange. So yeah, I just go for a darker shade and then brighten it up. So I think it's just like one shade darker than what I would have been matched to. And if you guys watched my Fenty Beauty video when she released the 10 new shades, I did go from a 420 to 445 because that's just what I felt was a better match for me. Once my foundation's all blended in, I go in with my concealer, and I use the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Chestnut. And this is what I use to do my highlight. So I just go ahead and take that and put it in the areas that I want to highlight. So under my eyes, I do above my mouth just because I've got like the dark hyperpigmentation around my mouth area, and I do my chin also, and a little more here, and I might bring this and I do a little bit on my nose, not too much because I don't usually think my nose needs that much concealing, so I just put a little bit on there. And then I'll go in and do my forehead. So I'm just going to blend this out. After I've blended out my concealer, I go ahead and use my SACHA Buttercup just to set that before I even think about touching my contour. It just makes me feel a lot better knowing that it's set and things like that, and then I go on and put more later. So I just put that on my beauty blender, and then I tap it on the back of my hand to get rid of the excess, and then I'll go in with my under eye first. And just go into those spots that I would just put the concealer on. And what I'll do is I will pat it in like this. So it's not necessarily baking, it's more setting, and that's what I'll do. So I just get rid of that yellow cast, especially because I think the under eyes crease a lot faster for me. So I do like to just set everything in place before, you know, things start going haywire. After I've set those areas, I go back in with another Too Faced concealer in the shade Sable, and I use this for my contour. And this is quite a deep shade, so I do just wipe off the excess on the container, and I do that like that, and I just put a little bit on. And then I'll bring it around my head, like up the way, And I don't use too much here, just around the perimeter really. And then I join it back down here. And I'll do a little bit on the edges of my nose. Sometimes I'll skip my nose though and I'll leave that out. And I just think it looks really funny, like a little wee character. But yeah, I just go in with the contour here. And sometimes I'll do my jaw, like down here. And then I will take the back of my beauty blender. I know I should probably use different ones, but I don't. And I will just pat that in. Once I've blended out my contour, I go in with the MERCIER Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Medium Deep. And I just go over the areas that I have contoured and just put that on there to set them. Again, excess on the back of my hand, and then I just pat it in like this. I just take it around, excuse me. I just take it around the perimeter just to set that. And then I'll grab a fluffy powder brush. Today I'm using my Morphe Y3 and I will just rub that in like this just to set that contour. And just give my whole face a once over as well. In my normal everyday makeup routine, after I've done my brows, I usually go and do my eyeshadow. But since I'm doing it after today, that's why I'm going to use my SACHA Buttercup powder. And I'm going to go back under my eyes. But this is going to act more of a bake than a set. So I just do that. Go back in with more of the powder and I just put it under my eyes. And in the key areas, again, not my nose. And just put some on my forehead. This is just going to brighten everything up as well and protect my face from the fallout. So I'm going to go back in with my Too Faced Chestnut Concealer and I'm just going to put this on the lids of my eyes. And this is going to act as a base. I'm just going to put some of that on there. And then I'm just going to blend it out with a Morphe sponge I have here. I don't particularly like the Morphe sponge for blending out my makeup, just because I think it's too dense for me. The Beauty Blender is far softer, and yeah, so I use this every now and then to blend out like my concealer and things like that on my eyes, because I don't really like to be like super blended or anything like that. For today's soft glam look, I thought it would be only appropriate to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I've had this palette for about a year now and I still haven't used it. It is still brand new and like the little brush is still in the packaging. So I thought today would be a good day to break out this palette and see what kind of look I could create with it. So yeah, we're just gonna go in and see what we can do. So I'm gonna dip into Cypress Amber right here with my Morphe E22 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes to use in the crease. I just think it does the job really well, so I'm gonna go in with that and I'm just gonna carry it in from here and I'm gonna just blend it out. And then I'm just gonna go over to the other eye and do the same. So I only dip into this shade once just because it's quite a deep shade, and then just drag the product across. And once I'm happy with how that shade looks, I will go ahead and grab a fluffy brush. The one I'm going to be using today is a Colourpop brush. I don't know the name of it or anything like that, but this is also a brush I've had in my kit forever. And I'm going to take the shade Sienna, which is right here, and I'm going to use that to go up and above this colour, and I'm going to blend the two together, so closer to my brow. And I'm going to use this and I'm going to go in there just to warm it up and get that soft, smooth look that we want. So I'm going to use this in there. Once those two shades are blended and I'm happy with the way they're blended, I'm just going to go ahead and dip into this shade here, Rustic, just to add that teeny tiny bit more warmth. So I'm just going to tap it ever so gently in there and just get a little bit of product on my brush, and I'm just going to take that and just add that tiniest bit of extra warmth in there. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and go into the shade Glistening, which is this shimmery shade right here. I do really like this shade Bronze over here, but since it's kind of a soft glam kind of look, I'm kind of drawing it back a little bit, and I'm just going to put this right in the crease, but I'm not going to cut the crease or anything like that, like to a dramatic effect, just to keep into true nature of the colour. So I'm just going to use the colour on its own here, and I'm going to drag it from the middle to the corner, and then I'm just going to draw where I would have cut the crease, but just with the shade. And I'm using the brush that comes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes to do that, just because it has a nice flat edge on it. So I just use this and take it into that whole area here, just back and forth, and try and make it as clean as I can. And I'm not taking it all the way to the edge here. I'm just going to take it about 3/4 of the way, and that's how I'm going to leave it. I'm going to do the same on the other eye, of course. Now that I have that done, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to dip into Sienna and Rustic, just a teeny mixture of the two, and I'm going to just tap off the excess, and I'm going to go into this corner here and just make sure that that blends nicely in the corner. So just bring that down, and that's why I did the 3/4 of the way instead of all the way across. So that just ties in nicely, and it kind of goes in to that color. Just drag that into that shade Glistening there and get a nice clean blend. And for my inner corner, I'm going to go in with the shade Fairy, which is this one here. And to do that, I'm just going to take my Morphe E36 brush, just because I like how small it is, and I'm just going to get the tiniest amount on my brush, and I'm going to go into that inner corner where that tear duct is. My next step is to go in with my Fenty Sun Stalk'r bronzer in the shade Coco Naughty, and I just use this to warm up everything on my face, just to add a general warmth. And I just use this pretty much all over my face, really, just to bring some colour and life back into it. After I put my bronzer in, I just go ahead with my PIXI Fixing Mist and I spray that all over my face, and then I'll add my highlighter. Today I'm going to be using Trophy Wife. I know it's not very soft glam, but a light-handed touch does really make all that difference. And I can't find my other highlighters, so soft glam it is. And I like to go in with my highlighter while my face is still slightly wet from the like setting spray, and I just go in with my Fenty Beauty highlighting brush, smile, and I just use just a teeny tiny amount. On the apple of my cheekbones there. I always like to add an extra pop to my eyes by going in with a black pencil liner. Today I'm using my KIKO Milano number 1. As you can see, I really love this eye pencil, as I've used so much of it. And for me, that just brings life into my eyes, and I always do that. And then before I put my lashes on, I'm just going to go in with my Benefit Cosmetics Their Real Mascara. And as for the lashes today, I'm just using a pair that I found in my CERTIFEYE lash book. I just went for the least dramatic pair that I could find in there, and these are these small cute little lashes here. So I just go ahead and apply those. So I went ahead and finished the eye look off camera. I put on my lashes and I just went back in under the eyes with Cypress, Umber, Rustic and Sienna, and just blended those under the eye just to, you know, round everything up together. And to finish this soft glam look, we're going to go ahead with one of my favorite lip combos. So I'll be taking my Chestnut lip pencil and pairing it with my Sweet Mouth lip gloss from Fenty Beauty. So I'm just going to take this liner and I'm going to outline the outside of my lips. I don't usually tend to overline. So I've just gone ahead with that chestnut liner. I just put some of it, I filled in some of it with my pencil into the actual lips, just to get that colour richer. And I'm just going to go ahead with the Sweet Mouth lip gloss, just on the inside there. And I've just rubbed that until I got the desired look. And then to complete this video, I'm gonna go ahead and just fix my hair, and I'll be right back. So that concludes today's video, you guys. I have completed my first ever makeup tutorial on my channel, for saying for so long how I just never would do them because I wouldn't be good at it. So please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys thought of this video, if I should do more makeup tutorials or if I should just stop altogether, and let me know if you think I nailed the soft glam look. I'm quite happy with how it turned out and everything like that. And for anyone who wanted to know, the hair that I have on today is the Love Me Hair 22-inch undetectable lace wig. I will leave a link in the description box down below for you guys if anyone wants to purchase this hair. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one.